My name is Lionel Pinto. Today I'll be talking to you guys about marketing. Marketing especially related to digital commerce that or other e-commerce. So marketing has couple of aspects into it. One is what do we call as ATL marketing, or rather above the line brand marketing, which involves targeting and reaching a large set of audience, say through a TV commercial or what we call it as TVC, or through newspaper ad, or through billboard hoardings, through radio. So over here you are actually, the reason it's called as above the line is you are not specifically targeting a particular individual. You're just spraying to a large set of audience. So that's one aspect of marketing, uh, which is predominantly offline or rather semi-online. It has got certain online aspects to it as well. Example, a YouTube brand marketing video ad is still above the line brand marketing activity, but it is actually digital. Still, rather, it's considered as a brand marketing activity. So that's one aspect of brand of marketing, which is brand marketing. The another aspect, which is also in a way brand marketing itself, but since it is done in through digital platforms, it is called as digital brand marketing, or rather digital marketing itself. Uh, it's relatively more sophisticated because the tracking is very clear over there. You generally very well know how much you're spending, how much users you got through each channel, what was your return on ad spend, conversion rates, etc. So and that's a very big avenue of uh, marketing, especially when it comes to e-commerce players. There are teams which are set up in every company, headed by a digital marketing manager who takes care of all these initiatives across various channels. So today I'll touch upon the predominant channels and avenues in the world of digital marketing, which are used across the globe, in a developing economy or a developed economy, through various subtle differences, but predominantly it is across the globe. So I will touch on each of these aspects and maybe a few intricacies of this. Regarding the details, where we can talk in some other session. So if you look at digital marketing space, let's take an e-commerce company. Let's take the case of an Amazon or Walmart or anybody. Let's take a specific e-commerce company, say Amazon, which sells products online. So let's say it has a portfolio of 100 products. To make it even more easier, let's say it has got 100 products of clothing, rather fashion and lifestyle vertical. Now all of this it wants to market this 100 products, right? So it uses channels on the internet to market this product. So let's go through what these channels are. So one channel is Google. So the entire Google community, so Google has this type of campaign called as smart campaigns, where your product feed, let's say you've got 100 products, every product you can consider it as a label or a stamp, or an item. Your product feed is pushed to Google through various API interfaces. We won't get into the technicals now. And when it is pushed to Google, Google will show this product feed to its entire base across Google search, mail, and any other real estate on the internet which is owned by Google. Let's say there's a site called The Guardian or Wall Street Journal, who are considered as publishers, who work with this ad agencies, example Google, and say Google has real estate on Wall Street Journal. So Google can show your ad on Wall Street Journal as well. Now Google wouldn't simply show all the ads to all the audience. What Google tries to do is that it tries to optimize your uh, spend. Let's say you say Google, show my ads to all potential buyers. My total budget is $100,000, and optimize to get maximum revenue from this budget. So Google wouldn't just spray it to everybody. Google would then consider who are the most likely people to buy your ad or to click your ad and then buy your product. So Google has its own algorithms which optimize for return on ad spend or conversions. So what I mean by return on ad spend is, let's say you spend 1 lakh, and you get total revenue of 3 lakhs. So return on ad spend is 3, right? So Google optimizes for that metric. You can tell Google which metric you want to optimize and to what level you want to restrict that number. So if you say if your optimization factor is 3, then versus say on optimization factor 1, then Google can reach to larger audience if your optimization factor is 1, because you have not set aggressive targets, right? So as and when you set aggressive targets, the audience shrinks. So that's the way digital marketing campaigns work. So Google would send your feed and show your feed to its entire audience base across its real estate on the internet. As I told you, it could be anything. It could be Play Store. It could be any through Google search ads. Say example, if someone searches for Google ads, let's say when you go to Google and we type buy t-shirts online, Google would show your feed. Basically, Google would show your products which you have shared to Google on your feed. So that's one way you use Google to promote your products, right? Through and all of these campaigns put together are called as Google Smart Shopping campaigns, which is a very famous campaign of Google, and predominantly it's automated. You don't have to worry about how it works. There's another way using which you can promote your products on Google. So let's say when a user types black t-shirts, buy black t-shirts from brand Nike, right? So you bid for these keywords, and if you can bid for these keywords when a user searches for this, and if you have the highest bid, and if your bid is not yet exhausted, there's money in your account, then your website's link will be shown on the top as an ad. So this is what we call it as keyword advertising, or rather it's also called as search engine marketing, and specifically keyword advertising, because you bid for keywords, and when a user keys in a keyword, that's why it's called keyword, your results are going to come there on the top. And how Google charges for these campaigns is cost per click. So every time a user clicks on a particular campaign, Google would charge you that amount, whatever was agreed upon, or rather whatever you had bid for. So that this is a CPC campaign, then rather cost per click campaign, and then there are other campaigns, as I told you. Predominantly, most of Google's campaigns are based on cost per click itself, and always Google will try to optimize for whatever metrics you ask Google to optimize. Say you ask to optimize clicks, CTR, or other click through rate, which is clicks upon impression, or you ask Google to optimize conversions, which is conversions upon users who purchase your product, or you ask Google to optimize ROAS, which is return on ad spend. So this is one way Google actually you would work with Google to promote your products. Similarly, you would also work with Facebook on very similar lines, and then also there is another avenue using which you promote your product, that is called as affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing is very similar to what Google does, but Google doesn't own the entire inventory on the internet. So there will be a lot of sites who wouldn't onboard their inventory or make the inventory, the site real estate inventory, available to Google, but it would make it available to some other affiliates. There are a lot of affiliates out there like Tyro, Criteo, Admitter. There are so many. So you also work with these affiliates. So generally, the way you work with these affiliates for various reasons, the way you work with these affiliates is that you pay them for every transaction. So let's say through this affiliate network, you get 100 transactions, right? And the value of each transaction for you would be 500 rupees. So this affiliate should say, I would need 10% cut on every transaction, and so you would have to pay 50 rupees for every transaction. I'm just giving a hypothetical example, but this is how generally we work with affiliates. So you have Google, you have Facebook, you have affiliates, and there's another important digital marketing avenue which is called as alliance marketing. So now how alliance marketing works is that you tie up with some other partner, and so basically you and your partner, who could be also a e-commerce or a non-e-commerce player, decide to promote each other's products. So let's say Flipkart ties up with Lenskart. So what would Flipkart do? Flipkart would tell all its users that if you purchase on Flipkart, you will get a coupon of Lenskart free, which is valid for the next 1 week. Similarly, what Lenskart would do is that Lenskart would say, if you purchase glasses on Lenskart, you're going to get a coupon of Flipkart free for the next 1 week, right? So this way, both the parties are helping each other, both are promoting each other's brands, and in that process, optimizing each other's revenue. So this is another way of marketing, which is called as alliance marketing. So predominantly, I've got 4 avenues of digital marketing. One is Google, Facebook, which are the two big kings, and then you've got affiliate marketing, and then you've got alliance marketing, right? So these are the 4 avenues in which you would generally do most of your digital marketing activities. Thank you for listening.